We made our way down the mountain to try and find a secluded place to make camp. Having never camped in the snow, we had to really relearn even how to pitch a tent. So the pegs themselves wouldn't actually stay in the snow, they kept sliding out. So figuring out ways that we can bury snowshoes and attach them to our tent and bury pegs on different angles and things like that to keep the tent secure was our main goal.
Day 2, it's about 6:30 in the morning and the sun is coming up. The moon, you can't really see it here, but the full moon lit everything up overnight. Everything was white, it was all reflecting off the snow. It was a little bit windy to sleep with to start with, but then it died off about 10:30 and it calmed down. You can see our camp over there. We camped, it was blowing a southeasterly, and then it changed to easterly, which actually exposed us a little bit. But the fact that it calmed down was really, really nice. Look at that sunrise though, eh? Epic. We got the sunset on Kosciuszko yesterday. We actually achieved 3 of the 10 peaks. Finishing on Kosciuszko to watch the sunset and the full moon rise on the other side. Pretty nice. But I don't know if you can really see. Oh, there we go. That middle peak there, that's Mount Townsend. That's the second highest mountain in Kosciuszko National Park. And that is where we're going today.
So part of the inspiration for us doing this expedition actually came after I read the book The Comfort Crisis by the legendary Michael Easter. Now, he was a journalist for Men's Health magazine over in the United States. And I came across this book because I was really trying to explore a little bit more of the information and things that people are doing around pushing themselves outside of their comfort zones, and that we actually, as a society, have become more and more comfortable as the decades have gone on. And this book really challenges that, and again, is part of the inspiration behind why we wanted to do this.
So I've only just been introduced to these things. These are from Single O. They're called the parachutes, and they are a little coffee pour over for when you're out hiking or away. We didn't really know much about them, but we took them with us to Vanuatu and then again here when we're in the Alps, and they are incredible. It's such good coffee to be able to take with you. That was my one thing. I was like, if we're going out and doing all these expeditions and all this traveling, are we able to take really good coffee, and Single O's the best.
Just leaving the campsite. About to head over to, what's the next mountain?
Mount Townsend.
Townsend.
Which is that big one. Plus a few other mountains on the one behind it.
How many are we trying to get done today, Layton?
We'll get maybe 6.
6 mountains.
We might get 6 mountains today. At least 4, but maybe...
We're going full tilt.
At least 4, maybe 5, and potentially 6. Cool. Let's do it. Day 2. Perfect weather.
To see Leighton out there in his element in a place that he feels so comfortable was pretty inspiring. He definitely pushed us to get all these peaks done and to be able to achieve these types of goals, and it made me feel like I needed to push myself a lot harder to keep up with him. When we get to the top of Muelers Peak and dump our bags, Reese and I were like, we are not going to be able to achieve the 4 peaks today. So Leighton does this really sneaky little mind trick where he accepts that that's what our answer is, and we're like, no, we can't do it today, we can't do it today. And he is like, oh, okay, well, let's just do this one today and maybe this one today, and we'll leave those other ones and we can cancel them out of the trip. It's a very sneaky trick that he does, but he convinced us, and as we got past the first peak, heading our way back, Reese and I were like, oh, that was actually surprisingly easy.
Nice, Reese. It's steeper than it looks, isn't it? It's still a long way. Halfway up Townsend. What do you think? Good. Number 5.
Peak number 5. We did it. Townsend, the second highest peak in the Kosciuszko National Park. And Australia, second highest peak in Australia. So good. So very, very good. It was a bit of a slog. We've got 2 more mountains to do before we have some lunch. We're feeling good.
And then after we achieved Mount Townsend, which was the second peak for the day, we knew we could definitely get the others 2 done.
Different view of Kosciuszko.
What's one called?
Unnamed.
Unnamed. That's Abbott Peak.
Yeah, southwest of Abbott Peak. Yeah. Sweet. Oh, quick celebration. Go. Let's get out of here.
So on day 2, when we dropped our packs, I was really feeling the lack of water by the end of peak 3. We were definitely getting thirsty and needed to hydrate. And it's funny, you don't really think about it that much when you're cold, but because we were walking so far, we're definitely starting to feel thirsty.
Straight to the rock, even without using the GPS. It's such a nice feeling seeing the bags right here. All right.
It's the end of day 2. We've just reached our campsite. I can't believe that we've pushed and climbed the peaks, the amount of peaks that we've climbed today. We smashed it.
We're halfway up that one.
We're halfway, partway up. What's it, peak number 8? Northcote. Yeah. Yeah, so we've done 7 peaks so far. We got 4 done today. plus another 3. and it was brutal. So yeah, a lot of hard work getting here today. So we're just about to set up camp and get set up for the night.
Once we got our tent set up, we got underway of building a little snow cave sort of dining area. This definitely took a lot longer than we thought it would. Hard work definitely was worth it. Just to have a spot out of the wind that we could cook our meals and just take a bit of cover from the wind because it was starting to pick up.
Cozy.
Where are we?
In a little
dining room.
snow cave dining room.
We've been digging. For how long have we been digging for?
Oh, yeah, probably 2 hours.
2 hours, you reckon?
Nearly.
You could just literally just huddle up and just probably be quite comfortable.
All right, about to start cooking dinner.
Once it was done and we were actually sitting in there waiting for our food to cook, it was so much warmer in the snow cave than what it was in our tent. I guess the original plan was to actually build snow caves, so I'm glad we actually did it, but having the tent there was a lot more accessible. After dinner, as we were getting ready for bed, the wind started to really pick up, and at this point it was blowing so hard we didn't think we were going to get much sleep, and it turns out we were right.